Thank you so much. I'm just honored and humbled to be here. I just want to thank you guys for your time and taking the time to read the book and enjoying it.
Faye, before we go, where can our listeners find out more about you and your books?
I do have a website. It's FayeSnowden.com. They can go there. That's probably the best place. I'm also on Twitter, and my Twitter handle is Faye_Snowden. And then I'm on Instagram. This is where how imaginative am I? On Instagram, I'm simply Faye Snowden. So.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, it works. Just my name.
We'll update our show notes with this information. Let everybody know how to get in touch with you.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
And thank you, and enjoy the rest of this day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. What did you guys think of this book?
Well, I really liked the book.
I did too.
I did too. I thought the concept of having her grow up in such a volatile way with a serial killer for a father was an interesting take. And then her redeeming herself by becoming a police officer.
Yeah, but she wasn't that far from being a killer herself because his influence was always there. It was very creepy. She had to fight against that.
Well, when we talked to Faye about that was what she wanted to convey, that pretty much the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Right.
But she fought it and ended up on the right side of the wall.
You know, it's funny, all these books we read, they're all just a little bit different. Something we haven't seen before. This is definitely one. I haven't read a book where the protagonist's father was a serial killer that I can remember.
No, I have either. And then the whole backdrop of Louisiana, you could feel it in this book. Some of the books you say, can the book take place anywhere else? It's not that this book couldn't, but I don't think the people could have been from anywhere but this area.
No, they were down home.
Well, I definitely like the way she wove the story into the Louisiana background.
And you got to see the wealthy part and the seedier
Not so
side.
well.
Yeah, that was very inspired, I think. I think Faye came up with a very original story, plopped it into a wonderful location, gave us a protagonist that we really care about.
And since we know this will be part of an ongoing series, we'll get to see where Raven ends up. And I really like how she built the relationship between Raven and Billy Ray. You could just see a mutual respect for each other and almost like a brother-sister type relationship.
Maybe later on it deepened.
I don't know. I didn't get a real romantic vibe out of them at all.
I'm really happy about that because not everybody needs to fall in love in these books.
Right.
I think it's just deeper than a regular friendship.
I think you're right, Ann. I can see that it's a very deep mutual respect relationship,
Right.
maybe deeper than brother and sister.
It's great in a partnership, and especially in that line of work, because you want somebody who's got your back.
Somebody who's got your back, someone you can trust, someone who understands you. And he was a great cook.
Yeah, this is a great time to read this book because this is the very first in the Raven Burns mystery series. We suggest you check out A Killing Fire by Faye Snowden. She is a very talented writer. We can't wait to see what she comes up with next. King's River Life magazine now has a mystery podcast called Mystery Rats Maze.
Episodes consist of mystery short stories and first chapters of mystery novels, read by local actors.
To listen to the episodes and subscribe to the podcast, you can go to mysteryratsmaze.podbean.com, and you can find them on Apple Podcasts and Google Play.
Featured authors include Cleo Coyle, Elaine Viets, Jerry Westerson, Dennis Palumbo, Kate Carlisle, and many more.
Next, we have a book review by Ann Dark,
Today I have a book recommendation or a book report on The Jean Harlow Bombshell. It's a classic Star biography mystery, book number 1, written by Molly Cox Bryan. It is the story of Charlotte Donovan. She is an assistant to a world-famous biographer named Justine Turner, woman she's worked for 12 years, and she goes to meet her. Justine is doing the life history of Jean Harlow, who was an actress actress who died at a very young age of kidney failure and several other things.
Jean Harlow is somebody I really don't know a lot about. I mean, name recognition, and I've seen her in some movies, but that's about all I know.
But she died very young. She was romantically involved with William Powell for years. William Powell is, of course, the Thin Man in the old movies. He was a wonderful actor.
Yes, he was.
After she died, he had flowers placed on her grave for the rest of his life, and it was kind of sweet. When Charlotte goes to meet Justine, they are talking, and all of a sudden, Justine keels over. She's dead.
Oh, my goodness.
Charlotte is kind of left there. She's in the restaurant. What happened? When the police come and they look at the films of the restaurant, they see a man sit down with Justine and he put something in her drink. Well, it turns out she was poisoned. Charlotte is sort of left in the lurch. She doesn't know what to do. Well, she's hired by the lawyers to finish the Jean Harlow biography because she has all the notes, she has all the information. She goes to Charlotte's apartment and moves herself in there because she is dirt poor. She has nothing. Of course, Justine was famous for years and she had quite the reputation.
I would almost think that would make her a suspect.
Well, no, they knew she didn't have anything to do with it because she really had no reason to.
Moving into her apartment?
She only stayed there because she was looking for the information that Justine had, because the first thing that happens, of course, is her laptop is stolen and all of Justine's notes. Well, there are several suspects. One is a collector of Jean Harlow memorabilia, and he insists that Justine had a ring that Jean Harlow, it was, 300 carat sapphire.
Oh, wow.
And it was supposedly buried with Jean Harlow. But this collector goes after Charlotte to tell her he wants that ring and he's going to get it. And she said, I don't know anything about it. And then there's another author who wanted to write the Jean Harlow story, and he's another suspect. It's a fun read. It's suspenseful. Molly Cox Bryan is a writer of women's stories. Her stories have many forms: cookbooks, articles, essays, poetry, and fiction. She grew up near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and attended Point Park University, where she received a BA in journalism and communication. Molly moved to the Washington, D.C. area, where she held a number of writing jobs and has written about a diverse array of subjects such as construction, mathematics, education, and life insurance. While working in the editorial field, Molly began taking poetry classes at the Writers Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Soon she was leading local poetry workshops and was selected to participate in the prestigious Jenny McKean Moore Poetry Workshop. She was honored with an Agatha Award nomination for her first novel, Scrapbook of Secrets, and several books in the Cumberland Creek series have received People's Choice nominations from the Library of Virginia. You can go to Molly's website, www.MollyMollie.com. It has all her books and her events.
And I don't think she lives very far from us.
No.
I'm curious of why she picked Jean Harlow to bounce off of in these books.
I am not sure.
Well, if we ever meet her in person.
If we ever meet her, we're interested in that subject. I think probably because there is a little bit of a mystery around Jean Harlow, but she's one of the Hollywood stars, even though she wasn't a star for very long, only a couple years. There's a lot of things written about her. That might be one of the reasons she picked her, because she had a lot of stuff she could find about her.
Very interesting.
But it was a good book. I hope people read it. Let's talk about Hollow Read.
Let's do it. We have less than a month before we will be attending Hollow Read, and I hope you've purchased your tickets already.
If you haven't, be sure and go to hollowread.com to purchase your tickets. Use our code Dark and Stormy, and you'll receive 15% off the admission.
We're really looking forward to this. It's a Halloween-themed book festival. We always
Spooky.
Yes, we always enjoy the spooky, even though our main focus is on mysteries. We really enjoy a spooky story too. So we're looking forward to meeting these authors
And meeting the readers too.
October 25th and 26th.
In Ellicott City, Maryland.
Yes.
Some of these authors, however, also moonlight as mystery writers, and we are going to interview a few of them for your pleasure. So look forward to that as well.
That episode will come out right before Halloween.
Don't we have some new ideas for our Patreon?
Why, thanks for asking, Kathy. Yes, we do. We have decided to offer once a month for any of our new patrons on Patreon to have a giveaway once a month to one lucky winner of our new patrons to receive 5 assorted mystery books that we have received. We are going to pass them along to you. If you'd like to get in on this, and this is for any patron, any of dollar amount, they will go into a drawing.
Well, that sounds very exciting.
Yes.
I'm excited about it. Don't forget to go to our website at itwasadarkandstormybookclub.com. You can sign up for our newsletter there. We're getting ready to publish our October issue, so sign up before that comes out.
And it's a good one. There's a lot of good stuff in the newsletter this time.
There always is. They're always good.
Yes, there is. This one has some little extra content in there that's pretty good.
And also don't forget that we are still taking submissions for our short stories that we're going to start featuring in the newsletter starting in January of 2020. So get those submissions into us.
And we need them by December 1st so that we can make sure it's ready to go into the January.
And then it'll be ongoing after that.
Yeah.
Very good point. Our email address is in our website, so you can submit short story through our email. You can email us about anything, but if you submit a short story, don't forget to put that in the subject line, that this is a short story submission.
You don't have to be a published writer to submit a story. We can't actually wait to see what people come up with.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode. Hope you'll join us next time. And remember,
Life would be boring without a little mystery. Bye.
Bye.